What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Wokey Bucks, and I'm back again with another video. So the topic that I'll be discussing in this video today is basically going to be a reaction video to the woman from the Average as Best video that went viral with Kevin Samuels, where he basically told the single mother that she was average at best because of all the quality she brought to the table. So right now we're going to hear her own side of the story, and we're basically going to realize and understand why she believes that she's still high value, even though she's a single mother with 2 kids, and her SMV has dropped significantly lower. The reaction video is going to start in a few seconds, so let's get started.
Hi everyone, my name is Paris. I'm RealBlackLove.com Elite's matchmaker. Today we're in for a special treat. We're doing pop-up match for the first time ever, in person. So just as far as like your preference, describe your ideal man to me.
Oh, my ideal man will be 1, have good character, 2, is a good father, a masculine man, someone who's self-driven, who has ambitious, and who has tenacity.
You said masculine. What's masculine to you?
Masculine is not necessarily a physical trait, but has core values of a traditional man and traditional roles. Someone who's a problem solver, someone who is who has that desire to want more out of life. I have that desire to want more out of life and live my best life, and I want someone who has that desire too. I don't want to be with a partner where I'm like, hey, you should start your own business. You should do this to better our life. Like, and then I feel like I'm being a mother to them, or they may feel like I'm being a mother to them. So I can't give somebody that drive. So I figure that I need somebody who already have that's self-driven.
So I've taken that like one of your red flags would be a lack of ambition. Tell me some other red flags. This was like, oh my gosh, this is a turn off. I don't like men that are like this. I don't like it when they do this. Any red flags?
I would say men who, of course, men who are jealous, have jealousy and control, and of course that. But also someone who's comfortable with lack.
Okay. So like that poverty mentality, you can't get down with that. I got you.
Just in a box, like don't think outside the box.
I got you. As far as like dating, tell me what your I guess we're in the pandemic right now. So how would your ideal pandemic date go?
My ideal date will be a good view, good food, good wine,
right,
and jazz music.
Okay. In your spare time, what do you like to do around town?
This is a place called Wine by Design, and you get to paint and be creative and drink wine. So I love doing that when I get free time.
Do you ever hang out with your girlfriends or go out?
Sometimes, not too much. So. Okay. Especially not during this pandemic, really.
Right. Okay. Do you like to travel?
I love to travel.
Where?
I love seeing new cultures and learning new things, trying new foods. So anything involving that, I'm down.
Okay. Gotcha. You got your passport?
I do.
Okay. Ready to get out. Probably go somewhere that got lower COVID numbers, right?
Okay.
Where's the last place that you went?
Mexico.
Oh, we're in Mexico.
Cancun.
Oh, that sounds delightful.
That was actually a girls trip, so we had fun.
Okay. That's cool. Tell me.
Alright, so I just want to say one thing. So there are a couple of red flags that I'm seeing in what this woman is talking about right now. I mean, some of her core principles I understand, right? But there are also certain things that I'm listening to what she's saying that you have to look at from the outside perspective, right? The only thing that you have to understand is that this woman, like I said, she's a single mother of 2. She's basically trying to come out and make it seem like she wants a good man for herself, which I don't have a problem with at all, right? And no one should have a problem with that. But the one thing you have to understand is that the types of man or the type of man that she is looking for, which is a six-figure man, is not the type of man that she's trying to portray, at least in this interview, to make herself seem like she's all innocent and perfect, right? You guys have to be wary of that. Another thing you guys have to also pay attention to is the fact that she's talking about she's looking for a man to be a good father, right? The thing you have to understand as a man that's of high value is, especially if I don't have children with you, why would I want to come into your life and raise your children? Right? Why should I feel the need to come into your life just to raise your children that are not mine? And the thing is that especially if they're older, and even if they're not older, they're still not going to respect me as a father figure or as a father because I'm not their biological father. So therefore, why should you feel like I have to play that role in your child's life when they won't end up respecting me for it in the future, and neither will you? Right? This is the same woman that's trying to portray herself to be strong and independent, right? But you're still requiring a man to do all of these good things for you, which is not a problem. But where it is a problem is when you call yourself strong and independent. Because if you call yourself strong and independent, or if you act as if you're strong and independent, you're basically telling the world that you don't need a man to do these things for you. But the thing is that the way that women think, women are backwards in their logic and their mindset, in the sense that they tell you one thing, but their actions always prove another thing, right? So just be careful about that. And another important thing that I saw and what they were basically talking about right now is she's talking about how she likes to travel. There's nothing wrong in traveling at all. Travel. Definitely go out to see the world, right? Don't always feel like you have to be composed or enclosed in one space. But the one problem is that this is the same woman that wants to be wifed down by somebody that's of high value, but low-key she's giving you guys signals that she's for the streets. A lot of people don't mention this, but when girls usually go on girls' trips, they see other men that are of high value and status, or men that they find attractive, right? So they can either find you attractive or you have status in their eyes, and they act hypergamous, which basically means they're going to go for you because you're the next best thing in their life, or next best thing in their vicinity, right? And the thing you have to understand is you think they're not having sex with these dudes? It might be one, it might be two, it might be multiple. And the thing is that you have to understand is that her girlfriends, right, her friends that are girls, are supporting her to do that as part of the sisterhood. But the thing is that, let's say that she were to have found a high value man before and she were to still go on these girl trips, she's still going to be cheating on that man, but she still believes that she deserves a high value man because of the looks that she has or the body parts that she has if they're enlarged, right? You have to think about certain things like that and ask yourself, is this the type of woman that really deserves to deal with a man of high value? Let's get back into this video, man. Just wanted to give you my thoughts.
If I was to round up your exes and ask them what's one good thing about Jessica and what's one major bad thing about Jessica, what would they tell you?
Well, they'll say that I'm loyal, and they'll probably say that honestly, if I have an issue in a relationship, a lot of times I don't express it, especially if I feel like it's going to cause conflict, because I don't like confrontation. Like, I try to avoid it if I can, and I'll hold it in. So they kind of got to like push me like, what's wrong, and kind of dive a little bit deep. But there's something I'm working on, and I realize.
So when was your last relationship? When did that end? How long has it been?
My last relationship was 2 years ago, and it lasted for almost 2 years.
Okay. So you took some time out of dating before you decided to come back, or?
Yeah. When I put myself out there, a lot of times, if it don't go my way or don't go right, and I'm like, let me just put dating on the back burner. Let me focus back on my career. So I think in between relationships, I spend a lot of time really not even going back out there and seeing the test of waters.
So whenever we was watching the video, and a lot of other professionals that work in the field, they kind of came to the same conclusion that, you really weren't really being heard, everything that you was after and kind of the reasoning why. Just tell me briefly, like, what was the whole conversation around, like, you wanting a guy that was high earning and making six figures? Why was that important or seemed to be highlighted in that conversation?
I would say, one, his narrative is he's a six-figure income guy. and he's giving, that's his main thing. But my thing was one is I make 6 figures myself. I think me wanting somebody to make 6 figures minimum is not that much. 6 figures is not a lot of money. It's not a millionaire. And all I was simply saying is I want my equal. 'Cause
Okay, let's stop right there, ma'am. You have to understand one thing. Okay, you're blessed enough to be able to make 6 figures. Not everybody is at your level. And by you downplaying that 6 figures is not a lot of money is disrespectful to the people that are not making 6 figures. Whenever you say certain things, whenever you enact on certain behaviors, you have to always be mindful that is what I'm saying going to be offensive to the next person. And obviously, situations or topics like this is like a double-edged sword where it's like, yes, you should be focused on yourself, but not worry about too many people. But at the same time as well, too, trying not to offend people, right, by certain words. But you also have to understand that the type of position or the type of job that you have is only limited in certain areas of the world that you can do it, right? It's only limited in certain areas. You're the type of job that you do, I believe it's in regards to, I mean, I'm not specifically sure what the type of job you do, but the type of job that you do, right? You're not going to be able to go everywhere in the world and everybody's going to be able to need your talent specifically, right? Enough to be able to make 6 figures. You might be one of the only people that does what you do in your area that you live in. I believe you live in North Carolina or some part of the South here in the United States. You should be blessed to be able to make 6 figures. Because I promise you, if you go to places like California, if you go to places like Texas, Atlanta, it doesn't really matter. But these places are just for example. There's probably going to be a lot more people that are doing what you're doing. So what are the chances of you being able to make 6 figures? So for you to downplay that somebody needs to make as much as you is disrespectful, right? Obviously, you want somebody who has the same drive, but they could be working up to be making that much, right? You have to be mindful of certain things that you say. And when you bring money into the aspect, especially with you talking about dating a certain type of man like that, you have to understand that, yes, you might be blessed enough to be able to make that amount of money, but with all of your baggage, even if that man is making that amount of money, or even if he's not going to want to deal with your baggage. You have a lot of baggage in order to be able to feel like a man should be able to deal with you. Think about these things, bro, because it's like we have to really be checked at certain points to be able to understand why certain people don't want to deal with certain people. Let's get into this video, man.
What I learned in my past is if I date down, then I'm paying for it. All of a sudden now I'm paying for the dates, and all of a sudden now I got it.
So those experiences that you went through,
Yeah, that hinders me, and I felt like, if I wasn't in those positions, I could be a lot further along because, as Black women, we're taught to be that ride or die chick and to hold him down till he get his rapping career off or till he get this, off. And I'm like, I'm tired of that.
It's a struggle. You got
I'm over that. I want to be somebody on my level who share traditional core values as I do, and I feel like that's what's going to make me happy.
Right. So you weren't asking for a millionaire, which I didn't think you were.
All right, so let's say this one thing, right? From what I'm seeing from this woman is a walking contradiction, right? That's the nicest way I can say it. Because you're not going to come over here and talk about you're looking for somebody who's making as much as you are. I mean, obviously, I understand where it comes from, but the thing is that when you start looking at dating in regards to how much money somebody is making, you're not paying attention to the other values and the other qualities that the man might bring into the relationship. Instead, you're looking at how much money he's making. And this is another thing I mainly see with women, right? In this situation, obviously, it's with the Black women, but I see this mainly with women. Women tend not to respect men that make an average amount of money. Like, I think the average American salary or the average American income yearly is $30,000, roughly in the $30,000 range, right? So obviously you're blessed enough to be making 6 figures for where you stay, right? In North Carolina or some part in the South. If you go to different parts of the country, I promise you, the chances of you making 6 figures is going to be a lot less. Not even slightly. Slightly is me not being genuine, but it's going to be a lot less because there's going to be competition. So it's going to be harder for you to be making that amount of money. You don't realize that, but obviously you're not speaking with logic. You're speaking from a sense of emotion because you believe that that's what you feel like you deserve, which is fine. You can feel however you want to feel, but you also have to be realistic and look at the opportunities and how certain things are, right? But you're a walking contradiction because of the fact that you believe that you, like I said, the money aspect comes into it, even though you're not paying attention to all the other aspects that a man can add into your life, intellectual, spiritual, wisdom, every other aspect, but financially, right? That's number one. Number two, you want to talk about how you are on a traditionalist mindset, but in all reality, you're on the new age mindset, talking about having a baby father, you're a single mother, right? How are you? How are you in a traditionalist mindset? Because somebody who's on a traditionalist mindset would be focused on, if they're going to have children, they have children with the same father, and they're not looking for any other man that's making either as much as they are, or looking for any other man after having children with already one man, right? You've had children with another man, you've lowered your SMV, you're a single mother, right? You're blessed enough to be making six figures, which is a good thing, but you still believe you're on a traditionalist mindset, even though you're looking for other men to date, but you're not with your baby father. Be real with yourself. You're a contradiction. You don't even make any sense.
You were just looking for someone who was like financially stable.
Yeah.
So
And also, I didn't say the other traits, which I thought was common sense, which was core values and good character, good father, of course, all that. But outside of that, I want this. You know what they say? Well,
That's the problem. You can't talk about somebody who has good core characteristics if you don't have them yourself. Because in all reality, it's women like you that eventually end up having children with the baby father that you're claiming is in and out of your life, but you won't fully come out and tell the full story about what you did to make him leave your life, right? Or some of the other baby fathers that you might have potentially had. Who knows? You might have more than one child or two children. But don't come on here and make it seem like you're standing on good morals, but in all reality, you're a contradiction of that.
common sense ain't always common. But yeah, I mean, and I think the interpersonal skills, substance, that doesn't get talked about enough.
exactly.
And that is important. You know, that's one thing that we preach over and over. I think the interpersonal skills, substance, that doesn't get talked about enough, and that is important. You know, that's one thing that we preach over and over, matchmaking, like trying to get down to the core of understanding that person. You know what skills really stand out as far as what you're attracted to, knowing yourself, how you communicate, knowing what type of people can motivate and encourage you, and then the people that you want to motivate and encourage as well. Another thing in that video that really stood out to everyone was the rate yourself part. If you could go back over again and rate yourself, tell me how would you do it? And if you were to, how would you rate yourself? I will rate myself all around. Looks, characteristics, my evidence, my person, and the dominant said I would say. But he was saying just looks, and I was trying to retain his logic or whatever he was saying. And a lot of people didn't hear it. He said that if Beyonce was an 8, you can't be 7. I mean, I think Beyonce 10, but since she's an 8, 7, I say 6, and I feel like you know, wake up as women, we're average, and put ourselves. He really said, yeah. What skill is he? Okay, I understand.
See, that's the problem with the modern day woman, right? She wants to place her fellow female at a high standard, which I don't have a problem with, right? You can place her at a high standard, but then you're going to feel like that's the model that you have to look up to instead of being your own person and trying to look the best for yourself. But you feel like you have to try to look like your celebrities. And that's why I tell you guys, stop looking at the celebrities, because celebrities have their own issues. They're human beings just like you. When you place people like Beyonce or other people at a higher echelon compared to yourself, you're going to start feeling that you have to compete for those people or compete to be at their level. You're who you are, they are who they are.
understand that logic because the way it painted it out, it seemed like, you know, you were someone who had low self-esteem. And when it's taken out of context like that, then it definitely paints it to like, you know, you have low self-esteem. Your energy, your vibe, you're a very confident woman. You give off that aura. So I don't think that rating system was a fair reflection of who you are. And I think to try to put a whole person on a 1 to 10 scale anyways kind of
especially just off the looks side of this like people don't judge their partners off that people descent.
Right.
And I mean, I definitely think I'm a confident woman, but when I was put on that platform and then I looked at my phone and I see my face plastered up there.
And you wasn't expecting that.
I didn't know my face was up there. And I can tell that he was trying to push me. Mm-hmm. And I can tell he wanted me to be that angry black girl.
Right.
And I wasn't going to give him that. And plus my personality, I try to avoid conversation. So, it's just like, I just didn't want to. And I was caught off guard and it was like,
I mean, I commend you. I commend you for not hanging up. I commend you for not going off and not being that stereotype that we see all the time as far as that angry black woman. I think a lot of people kind of they saw you and they saw someone special. The people who have the intelligence to recognize special people when you see them. You are a good thing, and if any man finds you, he's found a wife.
All right, we're gonna end this video here. If you want to watch the video, I'm gonna put the link down in the description. The problem with women like her is that they're not honest with themselves and they lie. And the woman that obviously is being interviewed, I think her name is Jessica, the black woman. She was talking about how Kevin Samuels was trying to push her to be more on the lines of being an angry black woman. That's not true. First and foremost, I'm going to say that because I watched the original video. If you haven't watched it, videos in the channel description as well too, or it's going to be on my channel, right? He was just getting her to try to be honest with herself and hold herself accountable for why she was not able to attract six-figure earners like herself, apparently. But the thing is that with women, with the way that they are in the society, they are not held accountable for their actions. So when you have a man that's trying to hold you accountable, you take it personally and start getting into your feelings and getting emotional. Women like that need to always be held accountable. So if you ever come across a woman like that, you need to hold her accountable for her actions and don't ever allow her to go past the bridge. You understand? But at the end of the day, if you understand, it's because you're woke. But if you do not understand, you are not woke. This is going to be the end of this video. If you like this video, make sure you go spam that like button, leave comments, share this video with your friends, subscribe to the channel at WokeEbucks, WOKEEBUKS. Tap the notification bell to get all the latest videos that I post. Patreon link will be down in the description below. Social media links are also going to be down in the description below. But without further ado, this is going to be the end of this video. This is WokeEbucks, and I'm out, man.